Hi, I'm Sue McConnell, manager of the Irrigated Lands program, and I'll be touching on the recent affirmation of the surface water monitoring framework before handing it over to Bob Ditto and Eric Warren to cover the program's enrollment, domestic well monitoring, and groundwater protection efforts. We have about 19 personnel years of mainly irrigated lands and a bit of non-point source funding to implement the state's largest program addressing discharges from commercial irrigated agriculture. I'm happy to report that in 2020, an external expert panel reviewed our surface water monitoring framework and endorsed the overall program. More information on the external review and items discussed in this video can be found on our website. Now, here's Bob.
Hello, I'm Bob Ditto, the Compliance and Outreach Unit Supervisor. Our responsibilities include following up with growers for late reporting, performing on-farm inspections for compliance with our orders, ensuring enrollment in our program, and implementing the domestic well monitoring program. I will briefly touch on the last two items because of their importance to our program.
Obtaining proper enrollment is essential to our success. We use GIS software with land use data to identify non-filers and continually reach out through outreach materials, as well as our progressive enforcement tools, to ensure all who are required to be in our program are enrolled. Based on DWR land use data, there are approximately 6 million acres of potential commercial irrigated lands in our region, with over 5.2 million acres, or almost 90%, currently enrolled. We prioritize larger parcels for outreach and are working down to the smaller farming operations. The Domestic Well Monitoring Program was developed in 2019 and involves significant outreach to coalition members, as well as working with GeoTracker staff to create a domestic well portal in the state's groundwater database. We also created a notification template with information on the potential health risks from drinking water high in nitrate to be used by members to notify well users when needed. We presented at numerous coalition meetings and sent outreach materials to approximately 25,000 members. As of 2023, members of all coalitions are monitoring their domestic wells. There are over 13,000 wells that have been sampled, with approximately 30% of the wells exceeding the drinking water standard. Our staff has been very diligent in ensuring notification is provided to users of wells that exceed the drinking water standard. Implementation of this program is ongoing to identify all wells that exceed the drinking water standard, ensure that notification is provided to the users, and continued coordination with management zones regarding drinking water needs. And now I'll hand it over to Eric Warren.
Hi, my name is Eric Warren. I'm a senior engineer for the Irrigated Lands Regulatory Program in our Fresno office. Here's some information about our groundwater efforts in the Valley. Since the general order adoptions in 2013 and 14, we've been working to answer important questions about valley farming, especially the impact it may be having on groundwater and local communities. By working with third-party coalitions, landowners, and local labs, we've been able to establish an extensive network of monitoring wells throughout the region that will help us understand what groundwater looks like right now and how it's changing over time. While monitoring data is useful, real change doesn't happen without action. Some of our recent work has focused on estimating the nitrate load reductions needed to comply with the program's receiving water limitations. With the help of industry and research experts, we are working to identify reasonable practices and actions that can be taken by growers today to ensure that these targets are met and that the drinking water supply for Valley residents remains safe and reliable well into the future. We host quarterly stakeholder meetings and would love to have you involved, so keep an eye out on our website for future updates and opportunities for public participation. We also have a convenient mailing list you can subscribe to stay informed on all things ILRP.